I can yes, I can see and hear you too. So,
Okay. Let me just close all these tabs.
why are
Lord,
you wearing a
when you
why are you wearing a beanie? I thought you washed your hair
I
yesterday.
did wash my hair, but, like, I went to bed with
Rude.
it wet, so it was all, like, crazy, and I just didn't have time to fix it this morning. So I said, "Well, it's a little drizzly, let's just throw a beanie on."
You acting
'Cause
like you have like freezing temperatures, like minus
it's
38
freezing for
tonight
me,
over
stop.
here.
Freezing for me, okay? It's overcast, no sun. It is approximately, let's see here, 63 degrees. That's cold. So leave me alone. I feel heavily judged by you right now. What's your problem? I thought this was a we
Well,
look but we don't judge circle. And now I'm feeling highly judged.
I mean, maybe there's a little bit of jelly going on here. You did go to breakfast.
I sure did go to breakfast. Oh,
Are you out of your
this
food
guy.
coma or what?
Well, I wanted to go take a nap, but like the urge to purge
Urge
happened.
purge. Oh,
Oh no, not like that kind of purge. I realized that
I
after what
know.
I said. I was like,
I
oh
know,
no,
I know.
no, 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 no.
Oh yeah, it will. The
No.
the greasiness will get you. TMI, TMI.
No, because you remember I told you I have projects going on and like some of the projects haven't gotten done because other things have come up. And so I
Yeah.
said, well, I'm like looking at the corner of my house where it's like that corner of
Mm,
just everything just gets
yes.
tossed,
Mhm.
where the kids
Don't
say they've
worry.
gone through the bins, like, those little cubbies where it has, like, the pull-out bins? The kids
Yeah.
have said several times that they have gone through it and purged.
Bullshit.
I mean, sure, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did, but they didn't
Yeah.
purge it like mom
Then they
did.
go
'Cause
back like mine do and like, "Oh, actually, I want that."
yeah, so we got home and I was like, "I'm so tired," and my husband's like, "Just relax," and I was like, "You know what? No." I said, "I'll relax after I'm done recording." I said, "I gotta get started in the living room in that area while they're not
Mm,
here."
right.
Because I got 2 like, context sake, I have 2 30-gallon trash bags filled of junk to
Wow.
get tossed. That's how much I got
Wow.
out of there because we had ended up, like, putting, like, those Costco size, like, 27 what is it, 27-quart bins?
Mhm,
We had just
mhm.
thrown shit in there just to get rid of, like, out of sight, out of mind, so that way the house could kinda look presentable during
Yeah,
Christmas for my parents and
yeah.
my in-laws, and then so I started going through it and purging, and so between those 3 27-quart bins and the 6 cubbies where I took everything out
Wow.
of the black quartz, bins and then was able to kinda condense everything in just those 6 little cubbies, yeah, 2
Wow. Nice.
2 trash bags full of stuff, and I'm not even at that I didn't even freaking, like, make a dent in the living room, like, I did, but I didn't, because there's still, like, a whole
Yeah.
side by our couch where it's, like, also another black hole of toys where they're like, "We need it," but, like, they never come out,
Yes. Oh my god,
and
just listening to you, I feel,
mhm.
like, overwhelmed.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not overwhelmed, I just strategically have to do it when the kids are not here, and, so lo and behold, I got that done. I wrapped it up right before my husband got home with our youngest, because, like I said, our oldest was supposed to stay after school, but I guess there was a substitute, so she doesn't have jazz band after all. And I'm like, "You couldn't fucking tell us in the middle of the day, like on lunchtime, like go to the office and say, 'Can I call my parents and let them know?'"
Yeah.
Like she literally calling me as I'm like about to
Of
hit
course
join
not.
session. I'm like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck right now?" Because I'm like, "Why is everything buzzing on me?"
Oh, always. It's always like that. I know. I have fed
hmm
mine like it's 4 o'clock at 3:30. I'm like, okay, dinner.
Yeah.
One had his dinner and the other is like, okay, I'll wait. I'm like, fine, whatever,
Yeah.
right? Like
Well, I
just
set the
get her
little one up.
done.
I said, "Listen, dad wants to rest before he has to go get sister. Like, go get what you need. Like, the door's
Yeah.
open, but if you, unless it's an emergency, like, don't come in here. Like, but go get
Yeah.
started on your homework. If you need help with your homework, then just quickly come ask me, whatever."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
like, so she comes in and she was like, "What is all that?" I said, "Stuff." She's like, "From
Yes.
where?" And then she's like and I was like, "From all of this." And she was like, "But what's in" I said, "Trash, and don't you dare go through that trash bag." And she was like,
N-
"But what's in there?" I said, Nothing,
no.
because you
No.
haven't seen it for 3 months, so
Mm-mm.
don't worry
Yeah.
about it."
Yeah, yeah,
I'm like, if you
quiet
haven't worried
child.
about it for 3 months, pretty much, I'm like, if you haven't worried about it for 3 months, why are you worried about it today?
Exactly, of course they are, right? It's
And
that,
she's like,
like,
but what about my
FOMO.
books? I said, I didn't throw away any of your books. I said, if they were
Yeah,
baby books, they got in a, they're in the donate pile over
yeah,
there.
yeah, oh my gosh, it's insane, insane. Yeah,
Hmm.
that just ooh, clutter, over is just, like, it triggers something in me. I cannot have clutter. I'm constantly, like, going through things though, right? And
Hmm.
I have everything organized. Like, if you ask me, "Oh, where are your batteries? Where's this? Where's that?" I can tell you exactly where in the house it
Hmm.
is. Like, everything has its place. But I used to be
Don't
like,
feel
remember
bad.
we
I'm
talked
like
about
that
it?
too.
Yeah, I used to be like that though. I used to have just so much stuff, and then finally, just in the last, like, couple years, few years, I just, like, started getting rid of anything that I wasn't using, like, in a year. If I hadn't used it in a year, it was, like, done, donated, and
Hmm.
whatever, right? So
Well, I warned the house. I said, if it's something that you want, like, you better make sure it's in a place. I said, because
right.
when I come in, like, I mean business and like, I will have no mercy.
No.
I'm like, "Mm-mm, no." But see, the problem is though, so I can't stand clutter either. I'm very much the same where like if you ask me, because
Yeah.
my husband will be like, "Where's the da 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 da?" And I'm like, "It's right here." Da 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 da
Yeah.
da. Like I know
Yeah.
where it is too. Now, if they're like, "It's not there," I'm like, "Well, then one of you
Put it
motherfuckers
somewhere.
put it somewhere else and
Exactly.
didn't put it back
Yes.
where it belongs." But
Exactly,
our issue is we
exactly.
moved into this home when I was, gosh, so I think I was like 6 months pregnant when we moved into this house. And so a lot of stuff again was like a out of sight, out of mind. Let's just put it away and we'll deal with it later. And
Yeah,
here
I
we are
remember doing that
now,
too.
8 months or 8 years
Dealing
later,
with it.
dealing with it now because we want floors redone and we're trying to
Uh,
like,
but
beautify
good for you.
things.
Good for
But
you,
I'm
though,
like,
like,
dude, I
getting
took
it
a whole week
done.
off for fucking projects. Like I want a week off just to go sleep and like
I know, but you gotta pick and choose, right? Like, you gotta pick and
yeah.
choose, and this it has to be done at some point, so you're
Yeah.
doing it, and it's getting done, and here we are, and you're taking out time to record this podcast, so, um,
Well, why
yeah.
wouldn't I? Hello. I mean, I've got like 7 consecutive days off in a row. Of course I'm gonna make time.
Alright, so we are just gonna bullshit today.
I don't think it's bullshit.
Not bullshit, but just like, obviously they're always
For heaven's
out here, the dolls.
sakes.
Mhm.
I've got the cat over here trying to fucking parkour on something.
Anyways, okay, yeah, so why don't you intro and then we'll get into it. Sorry, queen of segues here, just yeah, not with it.
All right, you guys, welcome back to another episode of Breaking the Cycle, redefining weight loss, health, and mom life. And today we're going to talk about something a little different, I guess, again. We're going to
Yeah.
talk about tattoos, basically our perception of us, how we deal with our reflection, things like that.
Yeah, beauty
We might get deep,
standards,
maybe
like,
not. I don't know,
I don't
but
know, it
we'll
kinda
see where
all
this
goes
conversation
together.
takes us.
Yeah, well, because in our last conversation or our last podcast that we just recorded, and you might hear this not, at different points in time. So, but we were just talking about, again, it always comes down to beauty standards and things like that. But we were talking about like the mirror, and I had mentioned something about like I still, I don't know what the word would be. I wouldn't say struggle, but it is something that has been with me for most of my life, like, and the more that I think about it and reflect on it, and it's kind of, the thought comes and goes, but I still don't think I've actually sat down and said, "Hey, like, let's figure this shit out. Where is this coming from?" So maybe this is gonna be our therapy session, Carmi.
Maybe. Maybe we'll have a
Yeah,
breakthrough.
yeah. So, yeah, like with the mirror, for me, like I've always when I look in the mirror, I don't actually like look at me. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah, like you
I
don't stop and appreciate you. Like you're looking, you're seeing like just like the surface layer of you for like the necessity of like, do I have a booger?
yeah.
Am I looking
Do am
messy?
I
Am I
yeah,
but you're not really
Exactly.
seeing you and appreciating you.
Yeah, yeah, I'll just do the necessities, like you said, like put the lotion on, brush the teeth, make sure there's like nothing there. I mean, I think, oh my God, this is so funny. I noticed something. I did a live the other day. I'm like, oh, look, I think I have a little piece of blueberry in my teeth. Like I didn't even look because I don't, right?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I think it stems from, a young age for me. Like I posted something today just about, the beauty standards and being caught in between like two worlds, right? Like the
Mhm.
Western and our own culture. And so having really ingrained in me from a very young age that like, I was very dark or I was too dark. And that fairness in my culture, and maybe we've spoken about this before, but if we haven't, fairness in my culture and in many other ethnic ethnicities or ethnic groups, there's like a color hierarchy. So the
Mhm.
fairer you are, the more beautiful you're considered, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And so I was taught from a very young age and modeled that like I was too dark, and so yeah, that kind of stayed with me forever. I've dealt with it in the last few years, so I'm over it, people. Finally,
But
I'm
I
worked
think
through it.
it is a common
Um,
theme for Asian cultures.
yeah, like you were saying too, for you,
Excuse
yeah,
me.
it's even in like the Chinese, Japanese, like you see it, the makeup, it's white, it's lot. I'd say
Oh,
it's like
yeah, like
2
the
shades lighter
geishas.
than their skin
Yeah.
color, and just the way
Mhm.
that even I remember, taking a makeup, like, certification and stuff too at some point, and we learned about different cultures and stuff, and it was that, when you did someone's wedding bridal makeup for, say, someone that was Chinese or something, like, it would be a lot lighter. Like, the
Oh,
foundation would be a lot lighter. Yeah, it was different, and so, yeah, like, it's interesting that I still see myself that way, like, I don't look at myself, and I don't know, see me, I guess, fully. I'm still just going through kind of the normal actions of daily life. Brush your
yeah.
teeth, wash your face, put your lotion on. And then couple that with like getting older and getting heavier and stuff. And when that was the case, I didn't want to look at all,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
I don't want to look at all. And
Ignorance is
so
bliss.
yeah, and I think that just reinforced further my feelings and beliefs and just, kind of where I'm at today. So I don't know. I find that very something that I really do need to explore. I don't think
Yes.
it's a bad thing though. I mean, do you
No.
know what I mean? Like, I don't think
Yeah.
it's, I don't know.
Well, I think I think maybe you're being a little too hard on yourself or not giving yourself
Hmm.
enough credit just because if you think about it, you're 45, about to be
Turning
45,
45. Yep. Yep.
turning 45. You
Yep.
started your journey in 2020?
I know 2022.
Oh, 2022. So, it's only been a
4
few
years.
years of you
Yeah. four
working on
years.
you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And within that time, it's been a process of you evolving and growing. So I think, like we tell our clients, you've got to give yourself a little bit of grace and patience with evolving with that because you haven't had a
Hmm.
lot of time practicing actually looking at yourself in the mirror and
Right.
appreciating who you are because you've spent more of that time picking yourself apart.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's fair.
I don't think that it's really like something that you should dwell onto too much because you
Hmm.
acknowledge it. You understand that it's there and that you understand that it's something that you have to work on, but it's not something that has to be fixed overnight. Um,
Yeah.
because it's not as if you were 18 and then realize like I'm a badass, like I'm working on me. Because then you would have
Yeah.
had another 10 plus years on top of what you're doing now of working on you and evolving, whereas right now it's only 4 years. That's not a lot of time if you think about
Yeah.
it.
I mean, the improvement is for sure, like, don't get me wrong, like, it's not like that I don't, see myself as, like, just as attractive. I see that. Like, I see that now, and I
Mhm.
am very much, this is not coming from like, oh, I'm being like vain or whatever. No, it's more like, yeah, I view myself as, yeah, you are attractive as you are,
Mhm.
and that's it, right? Like, and
Yeah.
it's um I don't know. I guess I'm having a hard time articulating this because it isn't something that, like I said, I have really explored.
Yeah.
But I can tell you though, like for me now, my confidence, um, in the past, the confidence was all about the exterior, right? So like,
Mhm.
doing whatever I needed to on the outside, whether it was, constantly like having a smaller body or whatever. But now, because the confidence comes from within, like I feel damn fucking good of where I'm
Yeah.
at, what I've done, the work that I've put in, the work that I continue to put in. That's what I see. Like that's what I equate attractive to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when
Yeah,
I
because
show
it's brought you a
up,
different level of confidence.
yeah, and so when I show up in the world, like, that's where it's coming from. So I
Yeah.
don't see my external appearance. I am coming from a place like it's all coming from internally. So I guess,
Yeah.
yeah, there you go. That's what it is now, right? And
Yeah.
we've talked about
It's
this
because
before
it's
too.
evolved because honestly too, like, there's so many different layers to that because you have shared, if you don't mind me sharing, um,
Yeah.
you have shared with me that, you've spent a lot of years being bullied, by
Yeah.
people
Yes.
because of your looks, because they wanted to bring you down because they felt like you were competition. So you're fighting those battles of that narrative that's been fed to you by others, not
Yes.
only just in your own home, but like outside in society, plus your
Yep.
cultural beauty standards, plus the other beauty standards of westernized, Western beauty standards. So there's like so many things that you're
Mhm.
battling internally. So I think that that's part of it too. Because
Yeah, like
people are
I didn't realize
mean.
that though, like the bullying was like and you never like I never understood why and
Hmm.
where that was coming from back in the day, obviously, right? But we can now look back and say, okay, that's probably what it was.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, it's so deeply layered. Again, there's just
it
so
is.
many things at play, um and so all your life when you're told to look a certain way, to dress a certain way, geez, like think about this. Like, and this is what, like, when we were talking about like the word permission, like sometimes the word
Mm,
permission like gets under my skin, you know what I mean? Like depending on the context, right? And
yeah.
it's like growing up in my culture and all my life, it was like I always needed permission to wear this or to wear that. As far as like clothes were concerned, obviously, like in our culture, it's pretty modest and conservative growing up. My mom was pretty cool. Like she didn't care. I was able to wear mini skirts or, backless, and she was totally into fashion. So when we would get our Indian outfits made, they were pretty racy and cool and trendy.
Okay.
But she was always like, okay, I don't care about anything else. But when it comes to your chest, like let's kind of be conservative and cover that up, right?
Hmm.
And then you would see messaging, say at the temples, and oh my gosh, Carmi, this would piss me off. And this will all get into like the tattoo thing too, right? So you would see signs up at the Indian temples, and it would say like, no sleeveless. Like you can't wear sleeveless. Women can't wear sleeveless, or you had to wear, you couldn't wear shorts. And I'm thinking like, what the fuck? Like, so you're telling me my shoulder is going to like basically I'm at fault, like that if some guy is like getting turned on that it's my fault because I'm revealing my shoulder. Like what are we teaching girls and women, right?
So those like, for lack of a better word right now, bylaws. Would you say that they run kind of parallels to like the Muslim stuff? Because the Muslims are
Um
very much the same, where like they don't want you showing skin because they think that skin
so I
opens
can't
yourself
I
up
can't
to
really.
opportunity.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. Like I can't really comment on that per se, but like cuz
Okay.
my background, my parents are Sikh, right? So
Okay.
we're completely, different religions and everything.
Okay, okay.
But yes, but it does come from like, yeah, like, be more conservative, don't show skin, be respectful. I mean, it's the house of God. Okay, like
Mhm.
I get it. I think most churches are like that where it's a little bit more conservative, but like come
Well,
on,
you're not gonna wear your
sleeveless?
club attire to
I
church.
know, like, come on, but like sleeveless, really,
Yes.
And, so that type of messaging, and even nowadays, like, I'm sure you can relate with your daughters, like, you ain't telling your daughter not to wear a shirt that's a little bit more of a midriff, like, no, like,
No.
she can fucking wear what she wants, like, that is everyone else's problem, that is not our problem as women, right? But
Mhm. Yes.
that's what was embedded in us, right? And then, then I think about like growing up and the family and just people within the culture. And it was like, oh, well, don't wear that. Like, don't wear short skirts or short dresses around so and so, or don't. And it was just constantly, like, always rules about what we could look like, what we could wear, and then on the other hand, it was like if, you gained weight and now you're not dressing up or you're not wearing, uh, tight-fitting clothing, then it was, "Oh, like, she doesn't know how to dress, like, can't she wear proper clothes? Like, why can't she do her makeup? Look at what she looks like." And it's
Yeah.
just it was always something, right?
Yeah.
I
It's,
don't
like,
know. I
so
don't know if you
hard.
can
Yeah.
relate. Yeah?
Well, it wasn't so much that, it's really
Yeah.
just, it's one of those things, it's like you can almost never win. Like, if you're
Yeah.
not living in whatever box that people are telling you to live in, then
Yeah.
you're doing something wrong.
But it was so
But
blatant,
honestly,
explicit,
yeah.
like,
Yeah, but
right?
I mean, for me, like, I mean, going back to, like, my kids thing, like, because I wear crops, but
Yeah.
I do kind of hinder my child from wearing crops, but not because it's a control
But
issue,
age
but it's
appropriate.
because yeah, because I'm like, I don't want to, because I believe, and this is my opinion, don't shoot me.
Yeah. Oh,
Don't pew
no.
pew
Yeah.
me, to
Pew,
our
pew.
listeners. Don't pew pew me, our listeners, but I do believe that, we are hypersexualizing our children, um, inadvertently by
Some. Yeah.
allowing them to
Yeah.
dress certain ways. Um, I mean,
Mhm.
do I wear things that I wouldn't put my 12-year-old in? Yes, but you can call me hypocritical, but honestly, it's because I'm a grown ass adult. I'm not going to
Right.
have grown ass men looking at my child dressing like me. Because I
Right.
mean, there's just the world's weird. The world's
And
way weird. And
you
then
can't control others. Yeah.
yeah, that part.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it's what it falls into this category though too, because like I have to protect my child because of how people are, and I just have to be
Mhm.
careful with it. And it's not like I'm trying to have her like live in a box or stunt her like
Mm.
freedom and style, but it's like I also have to protect her in a sense. When she's
Right.
older, like
She can make her
she's
own
gonna she
decisions.
could yeah, she can make her own
Yeah.
choices, but I also will heed warning like, yo, you got to be
Right.
careful. But I guess I mean, unfortunately, it's across the board because, like you said, even though they're trying to control you when you go to like your church or whatever, like no short sleeves. I mean, I don't see a problem with that. But like, yes, if my daughter is dressing a little racy, I'm gonna have to heed warning to her, like, yo,
Right.
you might, unfortunately, because there's creeps out there, be
Yeah.
opening yourself up to either judgment or things that you may not want to come your way. But just be prepared.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I get like I get I think it just comes down to like age appropriateness because I think that like my opinion on that is like we are not responsible for you.
Yeah,
That's it. Period. Right? Like
yeah.
um yeah, it's a I don't know.
It's
It's
gray.
a
It's
yeah,
super
very
sticky, it's super
gray.
gray.
And I
Yeah.
think that you are entitled to your opinion, you're entitled to the
Mhm.
way that you wanna do things, it's your family, like, not you, but generally, like, just speaking of our audience and stuff, so, um, we just land wherever we land, that's it, right? Period, like, we're
Mhm.
just having this open discussion, just based on our own experiences, and so, of course, based on our own experiences, you lead with that now with, like, your own
Yeah.
children, right?
Yeah.
So Yeah, there's that. And even with like, okay, so now kind of transitioning into the tattoos and stuff. So like I have a sleeve, I'm getting another sleeve, and I have my whole back done. And I remember someone had DM'd me and they were like, hey, do you mind if I ask you like why now? Like I'm 40. Right?
Why
Why
not?
now? Why yeah, why not? That is the easy answer. But the more in-depth answer is because I was always again, this is what we were taught, like, people that get tattoos are bad, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're bad, they're bikers, that's a kinda stereotypical,
Yeah.
uh, answer and definition that we got, and that, like, yeah, you don't do that to your body, like, you can't do that, don't you dare, right? Like, even with
Yeah.
makeup, I remember growing up, like, makeup, piercings, it was very done in stages, which I understand. I get that now. But it was always, even now into my 40s, like I was like, oh, should I tell initially, like you have that thought, like, oh my gosh, I should tell my mom, or like they're going to freak out. My parents are going to freak out. Like that's what I was thinking. But of
Mhm.
course, I got over it real quick because I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I
But
was
that's
just like,
hard
I'm
though
not
to
gonna
turn
do it.
off
Yeah.
because that's hard for me
Yes.
to turn off too, because of how the messaging that was ingrained in me at a very young age. Because same in my home, and I'll only speak for my home, I won't even say for
Mhm.
my culture. It was,
Yeah.
if you have tattoos, you're either a
You're a
convict,
hoe.
or well, yeah, you know what I'm
Seriously.
saying?
I know.
You're like some kind of bad label if you get them.
Mhm.
Like and it's like, how dare you mark up your skin? Like, why would you do that? Because I
Right,
mean, I'm very
right.
much like you. Like, I didn't get my first tattoo until, hold on a second. I fucking
Yeah,
can't
no
get these
worries.
people right.
We'll pause it.
Blamed it on the baby. They all looked at me and they're like, and then they all pointed at the baby, like, what the fuck right now? I'm like, are we so for real right now? Like, it was all fine. And then all of a sudden, we just fucking lose all inhibition.
Oh, don't worry, it's the same in this house. They're just glued to the TV right now, so I made them wait, like, they had an early day off, and so or they get off
Oh,
early today, or he does, and then I'm like, "No, you're waiting till 4. You can watch your show then." Um, but
well,
yeah, like
anyways, going back to what I was
yeah.
saying, like, I mean, I waited a very long time too, but like, for me, it was not just because I was like, finally, like, I don't give a fuck. It was like I had some convictions and I had some really big life things happening. And I was like, let's tell a story. Let's tell a story on my body.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's literally like everything holds some
That's
kind
what
of
it is.
significance on my body. Not saying that it has to. If you're the type of person that just wants to go get it done, by all means, like, because I'm
Mhm.
all for it. We were talking about it yesterday. I think it was yesterday where I'm like, I'm itching for some ink.
Yeah.
And because, like, once you go once you start, you're like, because I'm starting to look a little
Um,
bare, but I do have to be
right?
careful. I have to be, like, a little moderate with what I'm doing just because of my job, my 9 to 5 job,
Yeah.
because I don't
Okay.
wanna have to always constantly worry about covering up. Like, they
Oh,
tolerate
okay.
my little, baby dainty things now, but, like, I
Oh,
can't really
wow.
go get a full sleeve just because they'll probably be like, "You gotta cover that." And I'm like, "I don't wanna deal with
Really?
that." Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that still
Even because they're
exists,
still
eh?
in the professional setting, in the medical professional setting, there I guess they're still a little bit taboo. I
That's
don't know
weird because
why,
that's
because 'cause they're
changed in
actually way
Canada.
more, yeah, it's I mean, it's
Yeah,
way more normalized tattoos,
yeah.
where we've now shifted that, like, if you have ink, you're not necessarily a bad person, you're not a convict, you're not
I know, right? I
you're not a
know.
druggie, you're not a gangbanger, like, it's just now it's like a thing, and it's really funny is that, I used to see a meme rolling around where it was like, "Tell me you're rich without telling me you're rich," and it was, like, people with, like, whole, like, sleeves because you and I both
They're
know that's
expensive.
isn't yeah. I mean, I can't
Oh,
even begin to
yes.
imagine the price tag on your arm because mine are, like,
Mhm.
mine are dainty, so they're not super expensive, like I'm
Yeah,
not breaking
yeah.
too I'm barely breaking, like, 150 on each piece.
Oh,
So
don't
I don't
ask.
even
It's
I
like
don't even wanna know, like, your price
yeah,
tags because I can know. I
yeah.
can really imagine. But, like, it's I just think
Yeah,
that it's
yeah.
it's to each their own.
Yeah, yeah, for me, it was like, and, this person really wanted to know because obviously, like, I'm in my 40s and you don't see that, but for me, it's a like you said, it tells a story. It's something that I will never regret. They mean something. It's deeply meaningful to me,
Mhm,
each tattoo, and, it represents just kinda like my body as a canvas, right?
Mhm.
Like I can do what the fuck I want with it. No one's telling me. And I just love the way that it makes me feel. And I love the way that it looks. And I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. And I remember, when I was getting my first one, and I remember um a couple people in my circle saying, "Oh, it's gonna be so painful, especially my back, because it's not only color, it's on my upper back, so a lot of, like, bone."
Oh, yeah. I
And
see, I think I
saying
even said that when you told me you were I was like, "Oh my gosh."
yeah, oh, yeah, it was painful. And someone saying this them saying, like, just underestimating me, like, "Oh, it's gonna be so painful, like, you're probably not gonna be able to get it done," and I'm like,
Bet. You're like, "That was more ammo t that was more fuel
"Mm,"
to your fire." But why would anybody say
and I'm
that? Is
like,
that somebody
"I
that's
got
close to you?
Yeah, close-ish, and, like, I'm like, "I got 2 babies cut out of me, okay?" Like
I mean, truth, truth,
yeah,
truth.
so, yeah, I'll be okay, and it was a testament to my, resilience and strength, and it made me feel good, like, I can do hard things,
Yeah.
and I can tolerate pain, and it's
Discomfort.
also discomfort, and it's also like, "Fuck you to society
Yeah.
and my culture and whoever said it was so that, like, I could not do that." And, I'm gonna circle back, and I'm gonna bring this back to, when I first started my journey. You know, I call it my awakening. Like, I fucking woke up and I turned on the lights, like, could finally see, and so for me, I really truly started questioning everything, right? And that meant,
Mhm.
like, why do I believe what I believe? Like, who said this? And I read this book, and I encourage everyone to read a book. It's called The Radical Awakening by Dr. Shafali, and it's very much about, like, questioning your beliefs and how you grew up, and, like, the path that you took and where that came from, and, when people say, they say, "Who the fuck is they?"
Yeah. Yeah.
They say.
Yeah.
And,
Who is they and why do they matter?
yeah, and societal constructs, and, like, just everything, like religion and, culture, and yeah, just your beliefs in general, and that played a really big role in my journey and transformation, and really, like, just waking up and starting to see things and question things was really big. And so tattoos being one of them. Like, why not? Why not
Yeah.
now, right? And
I
and that's
didn't
the
but I
thing,
also
like
didn't know that tattoos held like a age appropriation. I didn't know
yeah.
that. I didn't get that memo. I didn't know that so dang. So after 40, we're washed up. We have to deal with perimenopause.
Yeah.
We have everything working against us. And now we're also not allowed to wear crop tops, dress the way we want to dress, nor are we allowed to get
Mhm.
inked because we have an
Yeah.
expiration date.
I
God.
know, girl, like, I'm just starting. I was telling a friend today, I was actually talking to one of my Lisa, coach friends, right? Like, I
Oh
met
yeah.
through my
Uh-huh.
mentorship, Lisa. And, yeah, I was just saying, like, I go, "This is a next chapter of my life, man." I call it chapter 45. Like, I'm turning
Yeah.
45, and this is a second, chapter of my life, and, like, I'm glad, like, I know I mean, I'm glad I didn't get tattoos when I was 20, like, get the tramp stamp. Do you remember that?
Cause same.
I mean, like, that would have been a cover up for sure. Um,
Good.
so, I mean, in a way, I'm fortunate that I didn't, and I'm glad maybe the fear was a good thing back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
They thank
so
God for the fear of my parents not,
right?
not
Oh,
having to come
yeah,
home and be like, "Oh, by the way,"
oh my
and then
gosh, and
snatching my ass.
I know, right?
God, they
And
would've
we were
snatched me.
though, like, if you think about it, like, we are. I know I put that little meme out, like, on my story where it's like, yeah, "Have you met brown people or do you come from an Indian
Oh,
family?" Like, we're still being told
the
what to do by
what is
our
it?
parents.
The Brooklyn Beckham thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, like, the last thing I saw last night before I was, like, lights out into bed. I was hollering. I was like, "Yeah." As much
Yeah.
as we're like, "You know what? No," we're still kinda like,
Yeah, yes, yes, and it took but even that, like, it took me a long time to, voice my views with my parents.
Mhm.
We're talking early 40s.
Because it's hard. Again, going back to you in the mirror situation, we have
Yeah,
been programmed and ingrained a certain way for a very long time. Because I'll give
yeah.
you another thing too. Like I didn't tell my parents. I don't know how you dealt with the tattoo situation with your
Yeah.
parents. I didn't tell
Oh,
them.
I
Not like I was
didn't.
asking
I didn't tell
permission,
them.
but I
Yeah.
just kind of came home and they were like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Okay."
Oh,
But like one of the big things was, oh no, my mom actually was like, "Oh, so you finally did it," and I was like, "What?" And she's like, "I thought you would have done it a long time ago." And I was like,
I
"I don't
remember
want to
you
get
telling
bitch
me that,
slapped."
yeah. Oh my
But,
gosh,
like,
right?
one of the big things for me, though, that we kinda had to not necessarily work through, but I kind of that's where I think I found my voice and, like, I was able to put my foot down in a way
Mhm,
that was, like was good for me, but also, like, still respectful to them was, I was born and raised a Catholic, and it's kinda going
mm,
back to your book, recommendation where it's, like, question everything. It's like, "Why
yeah,
am I a Catholic?" I'm a Catholic because they told me I was a Catholic. They baptized me before I
exactly.
could even speak as a Catholic. So it's like
Yeah,
that's just all I knew. And I, had like my stuff going on with my life and my health and other things and my mental health. And so, I was stepping out, venturing off into things that were calling me in my religion. And I stumbled upon, a Christian church. It's a non
mm,
denominational Christian church. And
mm,
um, I would watch it every Sunday, and my kids started watching it. My kids liked it. They dug the vibe, and
mhm,
then somewhere a conversation happened where my mom was like, "Oh, something about the church," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not a Catholic," and she was like, "What?" And I'm like,
mm,
"I don't acknowledge myself or identify as a
mhm,
Catholic." She's like, "But you're baptized a Catholic." I said, "I understand that." I said, "But that was not a choice that I made. You made that
yeah,
choice for me." I said, "I identify as a non-denominational Christian now." And it was
mhm,
kinda like it was like a clutching her
yeah,
pearls moment,
yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
"Listen, no disrespect, but you're not even, like, a practicing Catholic. Like, you
Most people
like,
aren't, and
you
but
go to
there's a
church when you're supposed to, when
Christmas,
society tells you you're supposed to, the major
right,
holidays, and when you're in crisis."
Easter, yeah, yeah, yeah,
No,
I know,
I
yeah,
mean, so I'm like, I'm over here trying to establish a foundation inside my home. Like, if we still believe in God in this house and it's still the center of our home and our hearts, like, just be happy. It's cool. I
cool,
still got a North
exactly,
Star.
right?
Be happy for me.
Yeah, yeah. I know, same with my mom, like, they're very religious and stuff, and, I don't I just say, "You believe what you wanna believe, I believe what I wanna believe," one time she's like,
Yeah.
What do you do, you should be saying this, what do you do to meditate?" I'm like, "Breathe."
You like regulate.
In and out.
Journal, call
And
my
I
friends.
know I'm not religious, but I also respect religion, right? Like, I
Yeah.
respect those that are religious, and I'm very open to, different viewpoints and where people come from and try to understand that. I understand my parents, right? And I'm
Mhm.
like and I never disrespect them, I never question them. I don't sit there and say, "Well, what about this?" And, like, "How is that possible?" Nothing. I'm just like, "Cool,
Yeah.
like, you do you and I'll do me, but,
Yeah.
don't pressure me." Like, there are several times where it was like, I had to say, "No, I am not going," and, "No, we're not doing that." Why? Because I've told you I don't want to. So when we talk about, like, our journeys, they're not just about weight loss and getting stronger and building strength. It's also like it cascades into so many different areas of our life,
Oh,
and
yeah.
one being able to, I'm just gonna put in air quotes, stand up to our parents in a respectful way
Or
and
just
to
have
be
a
able to
voice.
have a voice. Exactly, exactly. And and I appreciate my mom and dad so much that they have made those adjustments and are open to that and
Mhm.
kind of like, okay, cool. Like you do you, right? And so I don't feel that pressure anymore. I mean, it comes up. I mean, it's like, come on, it's our parents or it's your mom. Like it's gonna come up, right? Like it's like second
Yeah.
nature to them.
Yeah.
Um, but overall, like I, I guess what this episode is really about is just that this health and wellness journey like is not about just weight. It is about so much more. And I think, I know with my clients and I know with your clients, like we get into so much more. We
Mhm.
address
Yeah.
we're constantly peeling back those layers, right?
Yeah.
And it's amazing to see how yeah, how deep this goes. And it's really interesting and exciting to see, clients when they, come to their own kind of aha moments or they have
Mhm.
their own revelations about things. It's awesome because you're like, yes, I know what you feel like because I've been there. All right.
I
And
had to
this
ask
is,
a client one time, like, how, because she was like, I guess everybody left and she was bored, or she said she was bored.
yeah,
And then it kind of gave her like anxiety. And I said, why does quiet and sitting with yourself make you anxious? Like
yeah,
what, like, is there something deeper? I said, because I'm going to tell you that my perspective on that is that you might be like ruminating on something that you don't want to ruminate about. So you staying busy is kind of a coping mechanism.
yeah, avoidance,
And
right?
she was like,
Yeah.
she just
Ugh.
kinda sat there. She was like, "Meh." And I was like, "Well, I mean, I'm just saying." I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
There might be a reason why you can't sit your ass down. Just saying."
Yeah, yeah, and this is not to say that, like, we're healed, or whatever, but, like, we're constantly, exploring different things about ourselves. We're learning
We're
different
open.
things. We're very open. We're still unlearning lots, and, I know everyone like, the word journey, some people don't like it, but that's what it is. Like, it's
Mhm.
never ending,
Yeah.
right? It's never ending, but I know for me, when I say, like, I'm thriving, like, I feel like I'm thriving because I just feel so good from the inside out
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
Like,
And
so
all of
good.
that
I'm
positive,
proud.
like, progress permeates through everything.
Yeah, and I'm proud of myself, and I'm, like, coming to a place in my life where, like, I couldn't take compliments very well. I never took compliments very well, but now I'm learning to just say, "Thank you," and actually take the compliment, internalize it, and, like, move on, right?
But
And
I think that's also something else though too, because it's like, if you take the compliment, like, you're worried like, "Oh my god, are they thinking I'm conceited?" Because again, it's
back in the
about how
day,
other
yes.
yeah, it's how others like,
Yes.
"Oh my god, what are they gonna think about me?" Because it's because
Yes.
I've been programmed that way too, where somebody says a compliment, you're like, "Oh no, you are too," or like, you come back with
Yeah,
something instead of just,
or,
"Okay, thank
"No, it's
you."
cool. It's
Yeah.
nothing."
Yeah.
Like, "No, it's just whatever."
Yeah. Because I still struggle with that too, just taking the compliment.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, right?
Mhm.
But I'm just finding, like, every year I am just, um I don't know how I can describe it, but I don't feel ashamed to, um, say out loud that I am proud of myself, that I do feel good about myself, that I do find myself attractive, that I do know I'm a good person, that I can say good things about myself, that I can be positive and really come from a place that like I actually mean it. And I think
Mhm.
and for me, I think that's what body image is about for me.
Mhm.
It's about from everything that's going on the inside and how that comes out, you know, on the outside, right?
Yeah.
Like and so yeah. So yeah, that's where I'm at with everything.
My see, and my
um
struggle has never been like being able to see myself. Like I can see
mm,
myself. at the risk of sounding vain, like, I know I'm an attractive person, like, that's never something
Mhm,
that, like, I question. I've always questioned am I good enough? That's always been my
mhm,
struggle, but that also
right.
stems
But they
from
kinda go hand in hand too a little bit,
yeah,
right? For
that
some
stems
yeah,
from my childhood, because always
right.
having to feel like I have to prove myself, prove my worth. So for me, the empowerment comes from knowing that I am good enough, I am enough, and I'm showing up in the best way possible, and that I am still trying to grow and evolve. Because I mean, that's always going to be a struggle of mine.
Yeah, and I think it's very, it's a lot it becomes I'm gonna use the word easier, but that might not be the correct word. It becomes easier to show up for yourself, I feel, in my opinion, when you start reframing and you start looking at it from this other lens
Mhm.
versus what you look like on the outside. Like, as far as how small your body is or, what size of clothes you fit in. Now, granted, does that contribute? Of course. Like, we're not negating that, we're not saying
Yeah,
that
we're never gonna
it does.
invalidate that.
We're not. It does. It of course does. I mean, heck, like we'd be hypocrites. I mean, we're gonna you're going into fat loss phase. I'm gonna be in a
Yeah,
fat loss phase. Like, come on, right? Um, but that has to m- be paired with everything that's happening on the
yeah.
inside as well, right?
Yeah, like, we still have a little bit of vanity, but the difference now is that vanity is not controlling us. It is not in the driver's
Yeah.
seat. Like,
Yeah.
everything else is in the driver's seat. The vanity part of it is, like,
Yeah.
passenger, like, maybe the very, very back passenger side, like, it's just
Yeah. And then
it's the sprinkles on top.
And then when Carmen and I are like, "Damn, we look good." It's more like, "Damn, we look good," but that's it.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not like
like,
we're
"Damn,
better
I'm
than
doing the
anyone.
damn thing."
Yeah, it's not coming from a place like I'm better than everyone or
Mhm,
this or that. No, it's just like, "Damn, we look good," and we're gonna acknowledge that and carry
mhm.
on, right?
Yeah. I mean,
And
yeah,
that's a
for
great
sure,
place
like,
to be in. It's a
it
great
is.
place to be in because we know where it's coming from, right? And
'Cause
so,
we
yeah.
know the work that it takes.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
living it, we're breathing it, like, so,
yeah.
yes, can I look in the mirror and appreciate, like, the little muscle separation? Absolutely, because I
Yeah.
know how hard it is to get like, come on, like, I'm like, "I'm dying over me right now, like, who
I
am
know,
I?"
and when you see, like I'm like, "Oh,
Yes.
dang," right? Yeah, of course, because you're working hard, it's not like we're body checking, like, we're not doing that, we don't do that, but yeah, we've come come f quite far, like, from
Yeah,
where we started, from where it stems from to
yeah,
today, and that's what we hope for you, and, I guess this episode was more about just sharing our experience and how we
yeah,
see things and, like, that you're not alone, and
mhm,
maybe you perceive things as such as well, and maybe you can relate, and, yeah, it's just it can't just be about chasing the smaller version of yourself,
yeah,
that's all,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Because honestly, if
so
all you're focusing and fixating on, because I mean, I'll admit it, like, before I really saw the bigger picture, all I would hyperfixate on is the problem areas. What can I fix?
Mm,
Now it's I highlight the things that I'm doing that look good, that I'm
right,
doing well. So it's like it's almost at the perspective shift where I know like there's still work to be done. I acknowledge that and
right.
accept it, but like
Oh, for
that's not
sure.
even like what's on my radar. It's wow, look at you, sis. You doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You doing
yeah,
it.
yeah, you feel good in all areas of your life, like, when I'm
Yeah.
picking up that fucking 70-pound Costco bag after I get groceries, I'm like, "I
I
can do
mean,
this."
yeah. When the
Things
old
like
guy
that.
at Costco can't pick up the litter but
You're
sees
like,
that you
"I got
can, he's
this."
like, "Excuse me, Gumi, can you help me?"
Like, "Yes, we can. What do you
I'm like,
need?"
"Yes, move out the way, put the cart
Yeah.
there. Just hold it. Just hold it, don't let it
Yeah.
move."
Yeah, so, like, go question your shit, man. Go question what you believe, and where it comes from, where it stems
Mhm.
from, and just do a deep dive, and maybe that, like, questioning actually means, like, facing your fears, and that might be a very difficult it will be a very difficult thing to do, period.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, but it's necessary.
Because sometimes it becomes like Alice in Wonderland where you keep going down the hole where you're like, "Wait,
Mm,
I thought we were done. Oh, wait, we're not." Because I mean, that happens all the time. No, for real, that happens with me and my
yeah,
husband all the time. Like,
yeah,
the amount of breakthroughs that I've had within, like, the last year or 2 with him, where,
mhm,
like, I will, because he's like, "How come you never shared that with me?" And I'm like, "I don't know because I'm just
mhm.
barely unpacking it."
You're
And
like, "I
even
didn't know
just, like,
myself."
yeah, because 'cause I'll unpack it or, like, I'll sit and I'll think about it, and then, like, I start unpacking it with him, and I'm like, "You know what? Now that I'm saying it out loud, because half the time you're unpacking in your brain, I'm like, now that I'm
Mhm.
saying it out loud, like, I'm unpacking it even more, and it gets like,
Yeah.
it becomes like I'm Alice going further down the damn hole, like,
Yes,
damn." And
yes.
he's looking at me like, "That's fucking deep," and I'm like,
I
"I
know.
know." And
And
he's like, "You make so much more sense now." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." He's like,
love it.
he's like, "Now I understand you so much better."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Fucking cool."
And Carmi, like, we feel like you can probably see it in my face. Like I feel so good about it. Like it's and it is what we want for our clients. And this is
Mhm,
why I love the work that I do and you love the work that you do. Is seeing these similar revelations and moments in their lives through this coaching process. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this makes me feel so good. It makes me feel good for you. It makes me feel good just because I feel good.
mhm.
Um, but like, this is the work. And this is why we always say you have to let go of the timeline because these things don't just happen in 6 weeks, 12 weeks. Like, they take a long time, right?
Yeah. I mean,
So, can
you can have a timeline, but if only if it's like a surface level thing, like if you attach it
yeah,
to
yeah,
like
yeah.
just a number on the scale, like if you're like, I just want to hit 125. Okay, cool. I could do that
Yeah, I
for
was
you.
gonna
But like what's the significance behind that?
yeah, I was gonna say, like, unless you wanna go into, like, some sort of aggressive fat loss phase, sure, go ahead, like, it's not to say that it can't be done, but it probably won't get done because there's so much that needs to be
You got a
unpacked, and
roadblock.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like yeah, exactly, right?
Especially
So
if it's, like, one of those situations where you keep jumping in and out of it, like, where you're like, "I'm gonna do
mhm,
it this time. I'm gonna do it this time." 8
mhm,
times later,
mhm.
"I'm gonna make it happen this time." Let's try to figure out what's the roadblock. What's stopping you?
Yeah, and this is a thing, though, like, I can do that now. You can do that now. We can
Yeah.
like I can go aggressive for 8 weeks and go in, get out, and I'm done, but I couldn't have done that 4 years
No,
ago. It
because
would
there
have
was too
just
much
been
shit to
another quick
unpack.
fix. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly, exactly. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know, I'm sure there's more that I wanted to talk about, but I can't think of anything, and we're almost close to an hour.
Wow, that was
So, I
fast.
know. I know, right? I know.
Very good
So, I don't
for
know,
just
anything
off the cuff.
right? Anything that you feel like you wanna kinda bring up, or you
Yeah, I think we
everything's
pretty
pretty
much
good, eh?
unpacked it.
Yeah, so you're not alone, remember that,
Mhm.
and yeah, reach out, if you ever have any questions, DM us, we're totally open and, open to that and open in general.
Mhm.
But other than that, I guess we'll leave it here. So, share, subscribe, love, not like, love, like my son would say, "Oh,
Yes.
look, somebody loved that." I'm like, "It's a like." He's like, "But it's a heart, it's love." I'm like, "No."
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not
He's
wrong.
not wrong. He's not wrong. When he put it into that
Oh,
perspective, that's a pretty smart
I
kid.
yeah, exactly. Yes. Anyways, do all the things, and until next time, bye.
Bye-bye.